I was a fool to ever leave your side. Me minus you was such a lonely ride. The breakup we had left me lonely and sad. Realize I love you 'cause I want you back. Hey, I sat there staring at the same old wall. Came back to life just when I got your call. A quarrel was such a way of learning so much. Realize I love you 'cause I miss your touch. Reunited feels so good. Reunited and it's understood. There's one perfect fit. This one is it. We both are so excited 'cause we're reunited. Hey, hey. I sat there staring at the same old wall. Came back to life just when I got your call. A quarrel was such a way of learning so much. Realize I love you 'cause I miss your touch. Hey, hey. Feels so good. Reunited is understood. There's one perfect fit. This one is it. We both are so excited 'cause we're reunited. Hey, hey. Hey, yeah, yeah. There's one perfect fit. This one is it. We both are so excited 'cause we're reunited. Hey, hey. Tried to find a song for this podcast coming up. It's a human interest story. I'm trying to find some lighthearted things to do. And I was telling my son, I said, you know what, I may have to just write one because I can't think of a song that might loosely fit. And he said, hey, what about Reunited? Why didn't I think of that, okay? But anyway, we have this human interest story going. I hope you it will enjoy it. So let's get on with the show here in a minute. Well, here we are once again. I'm asking you to do me a favor. Like I keep saying, it doesn't cost you anything. It only takes a moment, but it means the world to me. So if you could just take a moment to do this for me, I would really appreciate it. Hit the subscription button and the like button and help me to keep things rolling here. Okay? I will see you soon. Okay, this is Alligator in Alignment. Once again, today I'm doing what I call a human interest story. You know, like I say, I'm always looking for unusual stories. And these are my good friends, Erin and Leslie. They live in Pacific Grove, California. We're at their home now. These are special friends of mine. I met them through the Elroy's Bonton Lighthouse Smokehouse. And like I said, when I do a podcast with them, that place is like a family place. People come there and they become part of a family there. And some of the best friends I've met at that particular place. But anyway, the reason I have my friends here is because they have a really, like I say, a human interest story. And this is really cute. These guys have been together since you were how old?
2 years old.
2, 3 years old, somewhere in there.
2 or 3 years old. Listen, you live not too far from each other, across the street.
Next door neighbors.
Oh my goodness, you hear that? They were next door neighbors and have grown up together since they were 2 years old.
We've known each other 68 years.
My goodness. I'm going to do a little something that I don't usually do. I'm going to show you some pictures of these guys when they were little. There you go. There's the two of them. And here they are with some of their friends.
One of their friends.
Playing my favorite thing as a child, cowboys. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. They have known each other since this time. And you guys tell me some stories about growing up together.
I like to tell people that the picture of the two of us wearing those white bags, we are dressed up for what's called the Butterfly Parade when our city welcomes the butterflies each year, and the kids all dress up in costumes. So it might not look like it, but we are cocoons, and we're cocoons of butterflies. So we're welcoming the cocoons. And we are in kindergarten, and we are most likely right around
1959.
We're
5 years old.
We're 5 years old. We had just turned 5.
1959.
So, because it's like, people ask, why are you wearing a bag? Well, it's a costume, and we are cocoons.
This is amazing. So you guys actually grew up next door to each other. Played together as little children, and nothing. Wow! And you stayed together from the time you were little children until
No. There was a break.
There was a break.
Yeah, we got sent to different schools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went to parochial school. Erin went to the government school. And then we met back up when we were in high school. We stayed friends. And then Erin went off to Cal Poly. I went to San Jose State. And later on in time, I'd gotten married and divorced. And Erin's mother, I'd always stayed friends with Erin's mom because she moved away from town. And then I found out, she moved back home. And her mom, I picked her mom up one day as she was walking, doing her daily walk, and she met my youngest son, and the next thing I know is Erin's coming down to my work, and she invites me up for dinner.
Actually, I just said, why don't you stop by my mom, and I would love to see the boys.
Well,
we actually did invite you to dinner.
We had dinner.
So he shows up with an 18-month-old in this arm and about a 7-year-old like this, and walks in the door, and my mother and our jaws drop because the 7-year-old was the spitting image of this guy. And they had left the neighborhood when he was around 8 years old. So this really was the spitting image of this boy that left the neighborhood way back when he was 8. And so, and we still call him the clone. The older boy is definitely a clone of his father. Now you can tell a story.
Yeah, I think you.
But that was the fun part about the day and you invited me to dinner the next night, and the story goes on, and we were married about a year later. And now we have 36 years of marriage.
Is that amazing? I don't know of any other story like this where you started off as children playing together and end up coming together as life partners. It's absolutely amazing. Do you have any stories of when you were little?
We also played with some other kids. And we're still friends with them too. They pop into town periodically, and
In the pictures that you've shown them, I don't know. Did you show
The
them
picture
all?
of the three cowboys
One of them,
is
one of the child.
one of the children is Johnny,
Johnny Ichi.
and we all had birthdays within 2 weeks of each other.
Oh.
So that's we all got cowboy outfits that year. So that is us standing out in front of my mom's house with our cowboy outfits because we all had brand new cowboy cowgirl outfits. And
See, it's
Wow.
fascinating for me.
Holy
Just-
smokes, that was, 65 years ago.
yeah, I'm not. I can't really tell how old we are at that
Well,
point. But
I'm looking at
you're obviously before.
the dates are about 1959,
I was guessing at the dates.
and it's close to 65 years ago. And Johnny had two sisters, Mary Ichiuchi and Nancy Ichiuchi, and of course Johnny. And the three of us,
We were always playing at each other's house.
we were always
We could play
playing.
at their house because their mom set part of the garage up. So if it was rainy, if it was cold, we went into our half of the garage. At his house, there was a swing, and we could play on the swing and a decent sized yard. And my house, I had an older sister and an older brother, so we could either annoy them or not, or ignore them as we chose. And yeah, those are the. I remember going to kindergarten the first year. We all walked. All three of us were in kindergarten, and we all walked. We walked together.
Arm in arm.
And apparently we walked in there like this. And my mom, I don't know if my mother exaggerated, but she said the three of you sat down together and then you stood up together like that.
And they broke us up.
And they said we'll let them hang with each other this year, but next year they're going into different classrooms. They have to learn to live on their own.
Yeah.
So Johnny and Erin stayed at the government school, and I was sent off to the parochial school, and that separated us. And
But
we still played together.
the big thing was there came a point where cowboys and Indians didn't thrill me anymore. And I met some friends who played Barbie dolls, and so it was an age-related thing. But plus we would go to our friend's grandparents' house because it was halfway between where we lived and school, so we could stop and
his grandparents had a beautiful Japanese garden.
and we would play in that garden.
And
That
we'd
was
play in
fun.
that garden.
We still remember it. I remember lots of fun times.
With
And-
waterfalls and just a very meticulously set garden.
That is, you see, one of the reasons this is so fascinating for me is because as you probably have gathered, I didn't live a traditional life. You know, I knew I had brothers and sisters. I had been told this, but they were like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, you know. And I have no history of my family or anything like that. In fact, I was in my late 60s, I think, when I first got to know my actual brothers and sisters. You know, and we're still just getting to know each other. So when I look at you guys here, it's just amazing to me because I remember when I was a little boy, and I started school, and there was this little girl, Barbara Ann. I don't know what her last name was now. We were just really attracted to each other, and I used to tell her, I said, one of these days, at some point, we're going to get married. You know what I mean? But to look at these pictures, I wish I could show them better on the screen. But to look at these pictures of you guys when you were little, and all of the different paths that you have had to take to come back around and find each other.
Yeah.
It is interesting.
It was a
but-
journey. It was a journey. I mean, Erin and I have been blessed.
Yeah.
God has blessed us.
And you have just gone through a health crisis with
With bone marrow cancer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. God has blessed me with a gift of life again.
yes, oh yes, yes, yes. I would visit him at Stanford Hospital when he was there, and all I can say is it was scary.
I've got hair again. I'm no longer bald. And I've got eyebrows, everything.
So
Somewhat.
the God, I can't believe it's just looking at these pictures just touches my heart. I can't. I wish I had a history like that. You know that I could.
You
I
do
could
have
see.
a history. You just
You
don't.
just don't have the photos.
You just don't have the photos, and you don't have all the connections
Yeah.
that we had. Our parents helped us. There was a story I remember. This was about I'd say 1959, 1958. I told my father he had just gotten back from. He used to teach language up at Defense Language Institute. And I told him, I said, I'm going to marry that girl one day. And, oh gosh. And then this was 1959 as well. In 1980, 80s, mid 1980s, I called him up and I said, hey, do you recall when I told you as a youngster that that I was going to marry that young girl? He said, you mean that little blonde-haired girl? I said, yeah. And I said, well, we're getting married. And his jaw just dropped open. He says, I knew that would happen someday. He says, I knew in my heart he says, you two loved each other back then.
Boy, that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful.
Even Johnny Achiuchi, I mean, he used to be my rival as a kid. And he was at our wedding and he even smiled. He says, I know Erin always loved you.
I didn't know he said that.
Yeah, he told me that.
This is wonderful. So anyway, this is Alligator in Alignment. I hope you enjoyed this little interlude. I am so fascinated by this because it's a life that it's almost like a dream world to me. It's like a fairy tale. It's wonderful. So this is Leslie and Erin Fields.
Field.
Field, no
Field.
S.
Field. No,
We are
No
unique.
S.
There's
No
only
S.
one.
Leslie, once he started to getting better from his bone marrow cancer thing, which was really serious. The man is fortunate to be sitting here with us today. He decided that what he's always wanted to do was play music, and now he has started guitar lessons. He's got a guitars and amplifiers sitting here, and he's going way further than me. He's learning to read music and all of this stuff.
Not way further. I mean, I don't have the ear you have.
Yeah.
Maybe someday before I'm gone. I mean, I'm in my 70s now. You're in your 80s. So, but maybe in the next 10 years, I might acquire that that talent. But I mean, what you have, Alligator, it's hard to learn. It is something that is acquired, and you feel it. You feel you feel the music. And I remember, I think I incensed you one time because I said, "Can you play some blues like this?" And you looked at me funny, and I bit my tongue. And I said, "You stupid boy! He's playing Alligator. That's Alligator music." And I realized to myself, I said, "My goodness, blues is special." And everybody has a different. There's a different tone and a different style for everything. I mean, B.B. King has his own. Alligator has his own. Stevie Ray Vaughan has his own. Jimmy Lang has his own. Everybody's different. I will have my own someday.
There you go, my friend.
When I'm competent enough to play and to pick out a note when I hear something, or when something inspires me, and I'll pick out a couple of either chords, either straight string chord or a chord that you create.
You're going to get there because you have the drive, and I'm going to help you get there also. I don't want to interfere with your guitar teacher because he has his own method.
You're going to get the what?
I'm going to help you to get there also.
Oh, I hope so. I'm open. I mean, even when I learned to fly, it was different. I mean, I wanted everything. I wanted not just getting up there and flying a plane, but I wanted to fly the Citabria where I could do aerobatics. I wanted to get into and fly that turbojet so I could get in there and lift and just feel the difference from a prop to, I mean, I want to do different things in this world before I leave this world.
Well,
and go on to the next experience that God gives me.
That's your next plane right there.
Well,
that's your next plane right there.
This is beautiful.
Don't want the glass open.
This is a beautiful toy.
So anyway, this is Alligator in Alignment here. We're going to close this out. It's just always been wonderful. I still am awestruck. I mean, it's like a fairy tale to me to be like you guys were, real little children in kindergarten or whatever, together, and then paths taking you here and there, and all of a sudden you come right back around full circle and find each other, and here you are after all these years. It's a wonderful story. These are my friends from Elroy's Bonton Lighthouse Smokehouse. No.
Bonton Leroy's.
Bonton Elroy's Lighthouse Smokehouse in Monterey. The place that I often say I play at every second Saturday of the month. So I'd invite people to come on down. It's a really fun place. I'm going to be doing a show with the owner of the place also. Every second Saturday of the month. This is on 794 Lighthouse Avenue in Monterey. If you're in Denver, Colorado, I will be at Randall's in June. I haven't played there since before the pandemic. I've been playing there for years. I'm going to be at Randall's in June. Randall's a blues jazz club, but when I come there, it's Alligator Club. I do whatever the hell I want. And Friday Night Designs is the company that is advising me now on how to maneuver myself through this whole media thing. And I'm getting better at it, and I'm getting ready to make another level. So keep your eyes open. Saturday, the second Saturday of April, Mario Valens, the little brother of Richie Valens, might be joining me at Bonton Elroy's Lighthouse Smokehouse, 74 794 Lighthouse Avenue. Remember that. Might be joining me there. He's carrying on the legacy of his brother, who was a 50s icon.
Richie Valens.
Yeah, Richie Valens. So anyway, keep that in mind. This is Alligator and the Lion saying, happy trails.
Adios.
There you go.